and obviously what's going on right now. What's going on? I'm your host, Jay. Wolfpack Performance, home of the F1 Minute podcast show that involves you in content creation, and it will happen this season about midway through. Got a lot of things going on, kart racing, car building, Formula One, all types of stuff. You know, most of your content creators ain't even fucking built a car or had no type of race experience whatsoever in their fucking life. I mean, not drag racing, not time attack, none of that shit. So it's busy around here. But we will also be having the drawing for the super chat drawing for the LH44 flag will be coming up very soon, maybe even this week. What's going on, Nico? First person in the chat. What's pulling up? If you're not first, you're last. Nico, glad you pulled up. So let's talk about this, okay? Because Andretti has been casted out, has been whiteballed, has been told several things to do in order to get into Formula One. And they've done those things. First, you didn't get the money for the dilution fee. They got the money for the dilution fee. Then it was, okay, you really don't have, hey, Sylvia Wick Kelly in the chat, what's going on? Then it was, Andretti, you don't have a major backing from a manufacturing type company. So they'll say, okay, all right, we're going to get GM, we're going to get Cadillac. How's that? That's one of the biggest in the United States of America, if not probably the world when it comes to like general cars. Then, you know, they said, okay, well, guess what? The engine situation not good enough. Well, I mean, it's good enough for Red Bull. They don't make their own engine. Honda actually makes it, and you let them in, and then they're about to get a Ford. So evidently that's okay, but it's not okay for us. There was just so much moving of the goalposts when it came to Andretti getting on the grid that it was ridiculous. Now, I will say, chaos was going on. Mary Beanie was going on. I will say this. Maybe the way Andretti went about it, with trying to get a whole petition and all 10 teams to sign off. Maybe that was a bit intrusive. And maybe, although I feel it was warranted, maybe it is very possible that Formula One took it a certain way, like you're not going to force our hand. And I'm not sure at this point in time in the juncture of a 2024 season, that's going to be a good enough reason. Are you telling me that your ego's so big that you can't sit back and say, you know what? If we were in Vegas, we'd be losing right now. I mean, we're holding a losing hand, and this river's about dry as a damn drought in some of the biblical times. When are we going to fold? When are we going to say to ourselves, we have at least two teams on the grid that have been underperforming beyond underperforming. We have at least two teams on the grid that definitely benefit more from being in Formula One than Formula One gets from them being in Formula One. And those two teams are Haas and at this point in time, Alpine. It is beyond ridiculous right now. I just want to know, how sure is F1 about these 10 teams? And I'm going to say this. How sure can you be about Alpine? And I'm not even trying to rhyme when I say these things. By the way, big shout out, Rick Ross tore Drake's ass up in that rebuttal. Drake, you need to sit down. You're too soft, boy. Don't do it no more. We're gonna have a video about Steak Sauber F1 Kick if they still want to keep Drake as they vocalize sports spokesman. But right now, there are so many things that have been going wrong with Alpine. So many, and this has been started since last season. So many things. Okay, we got Otmar was fired, and I mean he was fired abruptly in a very abrupt manner to say, yo, you are not doing it. You are not hot. You are dropped. Then Rossi gets fired. And I mean, he came out with some fire type statements as far as the team underperforming and these, I mean, they were very outlandish goals, but basically in so many words, he was saying you need to improve because this shit sucks. But if you're supposed to perform in Formula One and performing brings viewership and sponsorships and ad dollars, why are you holding on to two very losing teams? One team in which was the 11th team and became the 10th team when Mercedes manners went out, which was Haas, okay? Now, there are some differences between Haas and Alpine. One, Alpine has a shit ton of money that they've collected from investors and so on. And I'm not sure that Alpine is putting as little money in their team as Haas is. I don't think Gene Haas, I don't believe his heart. I don't believe everything is felt. I think he's just listen, Formula One, remember what they said. They felt Andretti would benefit more from their name than the sport of Formula One would benefit from Andretti being in the sport. I'm paraphrasing, but pretty much that's what they said. Are you telling me Haas Gene Haas is literally just hanging on tooth and nail to be in Formula One so he can say he's in here. Because I don't think Haas is spending anywhere near the cost cap of trying to be competitive. Okay? And at this point in time, Alpine, if you've never seen the movie with Tom Hanks and I think Goldie, it's called Money Pit. They buy this house they think is going to be lavish, and the shit is a wreck. The damn floors fall in, shit rains on them. I mean, it's a horrible damn house. It is a money pit. Alpine right now is a money pit. I just want to know, how is Patrick Mahomes? I mean, Patrick Mahomes is a Super Bowl champ, multi-Super Bowl champ. You were the losing team. I mean, Michael B. Jordan, you was winning and Rocky and all that shit, but you're losing with Alpine. I mean, come on, Ryan Reynolds, you Deadpool for Christ's sakes. You one of the funniest, most damn sinister type Marvel characters there are. You're losing with Alpine. McAfee, I don't know what all you really can do, but you're losing with Alpine. Anthony Joshua, it might fit that you're with Alpine, but I'm just goddamn saying, Alpine is a losing ass team. Let's look at it. Yeah, they used to be best of the rest is what they said. Came in fifth. They 2021 with Ocon and Alonso, which, by the way, was a pretty, diabolical teaming up of which people want to. If you want to know what Max and Alonso will look like, look at Ocon and Alonso and multiply that shit times 10. That's probably what you're going to get. All right, so came in fifth. In fourth, 2022 is when they came out with the whole campaign, best of the rest. Alpine in 2022 had they boats smoking. I mean, they were smoking on all the loud. They were smoking on all the shrooms. They were smoking so damn much, they felt like when we come in 2023, we gonna be the shit. We made fourth in the Constructors' Championship. We about to ball out, y'all. And what happened? They fell to sixth. And at this point in time, they are last. The last team on the damn standings. They are the last team in the fucking standings right now. Alpine is fucking 10th, and you can't get no lower than that. All right? Alpine is 10th, and you can't get any lower than that. And might I also add, the season's not over yet. It's not over yet, so it doesn't mean they can stay there. But I don't think they're going to make any improvement. I think the team is in disarray. I think the drivers are not confident because they really don't have much of a reason to be. I think that the organization is damn near a wreck. I think it's in shambles. I think they're scrambling, trying to put some shit together. And I just got to ask this question. Is Alpine going to be around in the next 3 seasons? Are they going to be around in the next 3 seasons? Because Formula One, I'm going to tell you right now, in the next 3 years to come, if we find out that Alpine is going to be bought or they are going to be just say, fuck it, we can't compete anymore. We just need to keep making these little cars because, they're good energy savers, which you pump a bunch of pollution in the sky making these fucking batteries and all this damn gas fuel free shit. But anyway, I guess it's a trade-off. If this happens, Formula One's going to look like even more of a fool. You're going to look like even more of an ass because you said you were confident about your 10 teams. You said you had a good nucleus and a good core. This team, if they leave in 3 seasons, will be out before 10 years is up. Is that your idea of longevity? Is that your idea of a strong core? Is that your idea of saying, you know what, we are so tight-knit and we are so solid in the numbers, we will not allow Andretti in this sport because they'll ruin it all. They'll ruin it for us. Right now, I think that Andretti announcement of coming into the sport is going to do far more for you than damn Alpine or Haas has ever damn did. That's my opinion. I feel just like when they announced that Lewis Hamilton was going to Ferrari and Ferrari's fucking stock prices shot up, I feel that the announcement of Andretti entering into a Formula One team officially will do more for the sport of Formula One than Haas or Alpine have done in the last 2 seasons. I'm willing to go to the last 2 seasons. What are they going to do? They're going to be worse than 10th? Because that's where Alpine is. And as you can see, they've been progressively getting worse. Progressively getting worse since their last little high in 2022. They've just been not even a return to fifth to just say, okay, all right, we done came down a little bit, but we go back. No, not even a return to fifth. They went one worse than that. And since then, they've gone four worse than that. You can't go no worse than that because that's the last team there. If there was an 11th team, I think Alpine would find a way to be 11th. I'm just saying. So if this turns out the way its trajectory is going, which things could change, Formula One gonna look like some assholes. Because I'm gonna be for real with you. I could probably walk out here in the street and ask somebody, have you ever heard of Alpine? You know what they're gonna say? Oh yeah, I used to have, yeah. I done heard of Alpine, boy. I used to have one of them head units back in the day of my 87 Cutlass Supreme. That Alpine be knocking. No. Not Alpine. Have you heard of Alpine? What is that? Is that you talking about the little trees that hang down from your rearview mirror? I done had plenty of them damn trees. I done had plenty of them. No. Not the car freshener. I'm talking about Alpine, the racing team. Boy, you better get the hell out. Ain't no team called themselves. They not gonna know who the fuck Alpine is. They not gonna know. I go out here and I'll say, yo, you heard about Andretti? Oh, yeah, we was just up there last week. You talking about the Andretti Racing Lab? They gonna at least say that. Have you heard about Andretti? You talking about Mario? Talking about the racer? They at least heard of that. They gonna know Andretti. Even if they don't know all the sports that Andretti participates in, all the motorsports that Andretti participates in, they know Andretti. The name of Andretti rings across the world. I can go talk to 6-year-olds. I can go ask a 10-year-old. Well, you know Andretti? They gonna say the race karting place at least. If I say Alpine, they gonna say, well, we was in social studies last week and they talked about all kinds of trees. That's what they gonna say. Keeping it real, keeping it a buck. Sylvia Witt Kelly says Andretti coming and would be more competition. Haas won't spend the money. Alpine is going down like a hooker on 2nd Street. Oh my gosh. She said they down on their knees and they ain't praying for goodness. Sylvia Witt said they Alpine on their knees and they ain't praying to be better. They sitting there choking. And I ain't talking about choking on water either. That's what she's saying. She's saying that's how far they going down. And might I add to 2nd Street, $2. $2 get you right. Holla, holla. I'm just saying they barely hanging in here. But we can't get Andretti in. A team that's met all the goals that you so-called set out. And then when they reached those goals, you just came down with a hard no. And may I add, if you read the document, it really was some slight diss shit. Like Drake tried to diss, and then Kendrick came back and basically killed his ass, and then Drake come out here again, and then Rick Ross it's been some slight diss type shit, really. Really has. And I think Alpine has one win, and I'm not saying that I'm criticizing because Haas ain't no better, but I'm saying these two teams should be sacrificial. That's what I'm saying. Haas and Alpine should be able to be sacrificed. Haas more so than Alpine. Alpine right now is in turmoil. Haas been in turmoil, so it just looks regular. It just looks typical. But from best of the rest to this shit we seeing now is how much worse can this get? It could get worse. I just want to know how much worse can it get? That's what I'm wondering. I think it's whack. I think Formula One is whack for not giving Andretti a fair shake. I think they're whack for some of the things they said in that document, disrespecting a team or a name and a brand that has clearly been competing in sports, clearly been competing in motorsports, just making it clear. I mean, they had Alonso Ocon. Ocon is their best driver. He bought them their one win. Alonso and Gasly, I believe, made podium a few times between 2021 and now. They're not, Esti is there to stay so long as a team's there. But Esteban, is that where you want to stay? I think Esteban is I think he should get more looks. I think Esteban should get more looks. But I ain't going to front. Maybe Esteban's like, yo, I'm comfortable right here. They giving me that check. I know I got to seat this team. I ain't got to, but bro, you got to, Esteban, you might have to bounce, bro. You might have to bounce. And I would be, Alonso's drop kind of locked a lot of seats up, kind of changed landscape of the drivers market that we were so much anticipating in 2025. I think with Alonso not locking that up, there's a lot more optimism for us to think that we're going to see a fucking craze of driver movement. But with him sitting in Aston Martin, it was like, shit, well, we know Lance ain't going nowhere. He locked in as shitty as he is. Now, what's up with Drugovich? What he going to do, sit back? So Alonso, Ocon need to go somewhere. I don't think Alpine's going to be a team that he'll be able to compete well in. I think you've done far more than Danny Rick did with Renault when they was gold and yellow, gold and black, and he bounced up out of there, bro. You've been sticking it out with this team, bro. I think it's time for you to go. You've been there since 2021. It's 2024. How much of your career are you going to give this team, Ocon? A lot of us think that you could be so much of a better driver if you were in better machinery. I think a lot of us credit Ocon for having his elbows out. Credit Ocon for being highly competitive, not even if he's a back marker. I want to see Ocon in a competitive top field car. I want to see what that shit look like. I ain't wrong for that. I think bro might be able to be a lot better than he is. I think his limits are the machinery. And until we see him in better machinery, I'm not really clear about where his limits may be. But Alpine is not going to be the place for him. That's what I can say. Gasly, his ceiling here. Gasly ceiling like this. He trying to stand up. He in a dollhouse. I don't think Gasly, he done had his opportunities. He done had his opportunities with a top team. Red Bull, AlphaTauri, now he here. He where he is because that's what he is. Can he reinvent himself? Yeah, maybe, but I think that's far gone. I think it's far gone. So anyway, as you see, no, it's not looking good for Alpine. All that money, and like we talked about, like I said, all that money don't mean shit. They got to be able to do something with that money. They got to be able to put that money in the right places. What's going on, fam? I see all y'all popping in. I see you, Marciano. What's up, Kirk? I see Kirk done pulled up. He ain't been here in a minute. What's going on, bro? I hope everything good with you. Just Sean. I see you, Dave. Dave, what's up, Quattro? I see y'all. That's what I'm talking about, the fam pulling up. So we'll see what happens. But, you know, right now, I get out here, I got to pull this clutch off. Got to pull this clutch off the cart. Got to make some things happen. We trying to go back testing tomorrow, trying to get this thing dialed in before race day this Saturday. And you know we got qualifying and race day here. So hopefully qualifying, actually, let me look and see when qualifying is so I can let you all know what and where we going to be looking like. It is a sprint weekend. Don't forget that. It is a sprint weekend, so keep that shit in mind, which is going to be very interesting to me. I'm very interested to see how that's going to turn out. I mean, they haven't been in this track in like how long? Probably 4 seasons, 5 seasons or something like that. Quattro, bro, I just want to say big shot, peace and love to you and your fan, bro, everybody. Marciano, y'all stick with us, man. Y'all stick with us. But yeah, I think, let me see. China, oh yeah, we going to be good. We gonna be here the same, bro. I'm going to be up early. I'm not going to get no sleep. I'm going to be right in qualifying, off qualifying, packing up, loading up the cart to the racetrack, from the racetrack back home, do everything else I got to do, catch up on everything else. Then we're going to be for the watch the race. Then I ain't getting no sleep. I'm going to be going hard as fuck this weekend. You know what I'm talking about? So y'all stay up. Y'all be here. Alpine, you're looking shitty. Haas, you've been shit. F1, you need to reconsider your 10 toes down on your 10 teams. You got at least 2 teams that you damn well could sacrifice in order to let Andretti in and see what happened. One of these spots need to become an experimental spot. I know maybe it's not the best business model for consistency of revenue, which is highly important, but there's no way to pop from Andretti entering into that spot does not bring you revenue. There's no way that's not happening. It's not. You have to really show me a lot of proof to show me that Andretti coming into the sport is not enough pop to make revenue off of, because the name is crazy. Way crazier than Alpine. Way crazier than Haas in Formula One. No, Automated Teddy! Greetings, everyone. Ocon is much stronger than George. Ooh. Damn, don't mistake as many mistakes. George loses his composure very easily. Listen, Nah is not lying. George loses his shit. He like squirrel. Sweat. Oh shit, it's about to thunderstorm. I need tires. Oh shit, red flag, red flag, red flag. He just over exaggerates everything, including his mistakes. Nah is so fucking right about that. So right. So listen, y'all stay up, stay tight. We're going to be going live throughout the rest of the week. You know we're in a race weekend. So we're about to be popping strong and popping tall. Much respect to everybody that's been buying the shirts for the baby's race car team. Those things go to supporting her for her season. I finally got that shirt designed and it is up. Butterfly Racing is available on the website. You can see it right here below if you want to go ahead and purchase one of those shirts to support a young kid, Carter, right now. Big shout out to everybody that has. Maria Duncan, Sylvia with Kelly, Galactus, a couple of other people I got to go on the orders for them. I got the hat sent out too. I saw people ordered the hat for Wolfpack, so I got your hat sent out. Big shout out to everybody. Peace and love. Y'all stay up. Peace.